In today's video, I'm about to tell you one of the creepiest apartment horror stories you'll ever hear. So before we begin, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for more terrifying horror stories every week. Now, turn off the lights, and let's begin. A few years ago, I came home late after visiting a friend across town. It was almost 1 a.m., and I was exhausted. I lived in an old apartment building where every floor looked exactly the same. Same grey walls, same dim lights, same long, empty hallway. I stepped out of the elevator, walked to my door, unlocked it, and went inside. At least, I thought it was my apartment. The lights wouldn't turn on. I figured the bulb had burned out. Using my phone flashlight, I made my way through the living room. Something felt off. The furniture wasn't where I remembered it. The air smelled damp, almost rotten. Then I noticed family photos hanging on the wall. I didn't recognize a single face. My stomach dropped. I checked my keys. I checked the apartment number. That's when I realized my mistake. I had gotten off on the wrong floor. I was standing inside someone else's apartment. My heart started racing. I turned around, ready to leave. Then I heard the front door lock. Slowly, by itself. I rushed over and grabbed the handle. It wouldn't move. Someone had locked it from the outside. Then I heard footsteps. Heavy, slow, coming from the bedroom at the end of the hallway. I called out, "Hello? I'm sorry. I have the wrong apartment." The footsteps stopped. For a few seconds, there was complete silence. Then a man's voice whispered from the darkness, "No, you've got the right one." The bedroom door slowly creaked open. A tall figure stepped into the hallway. I couldn't see his face, but I could see that he was smiling. I pulled on the front door with everything I had. Suddenly, it swung open. I stumbled into the hallway and slammed it shut behind me. I didn't wait for the elevator. I ran down the stairs all the way to the lobby. The security guard looked at me like I'd seen a ghost. When I told him what happened, the color drained from his face. He quietly asked, "What apartment number did you go into?" I told him. He didn't say a word. He simply pointed toward an old newspaper clipping hanging on the wall behind his desk. It was about a man who had disappeared from apartment 407 years earlier. The apartment had been sealed after the investigation. Nobody had lived there since. I looked back toward the elevators. Then I looked at the newspaper again. There, beside the article, was a photograph of the missing man. It was him. The smiling figure I had just seen standing in a hallway. If this story gave you chills, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more terrifying horror stories. And remember, if you ever get off on the wrong floor late at night, make sure you don't open the wrong door. I was driving home alone after visiting my parents when I realized I was almost out of gas. It was close to 2 a.m., and the highway was completely empty. According to the GPS, there was a small rest stop just a few miles ahead. I had never been there before, but I didn't have much of a choice. When I pulled in, the place looked abandoned. There was a tiny convenience store, a few old gas pumps, and one flickering streetlight. Not a single car, not a single person. I filled my tank as quickly as I could, but when I looked up, I noticed something strange. There was a man standing at the edge of the parking lot. He wasn't moving. He was just staring at me. I figured he was another traveler, so I looked away and got back into my car. The engine wouldn't start. I tried again. Nothing. Then my phone buzzed. It was a notification from an unknown number. "Don't let him know your car won't start." My heart started racing. I looked back toward the parking lot. The man was gone. I quickly locked the doors and tried calling for help. No signal. The radio suddenly switched on by itself. Nothing but static. Then a voice broke through. Very quietly. "He's under the lights now." I looked up. The man was standing directly beneath the flickering streetlight, still staring at me. Then the light went out. For a second, everything was completely dark. When the light came back on, he was gone. A loud knock hit the driver's side window. I turned so fast I almost dropped my phone. Nobody was there. Then another knock, this time from the passenger side. Then the back window. Knock, 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 like someone was walking around the car. I closed my eyes and kept trying the ignition. On the fifth attempt, the engine finally started. I slammed the car into drive and sped out of the rest stop without looking back. About 10 minutes later, I finally reached an area with phone service. I called the police and told them what had happened. There was a long silence. Then the dispatcher asked me a question that still haunts me. "Can you tell me exactly which rest stop you stopped at?" I gave her the highway number and described the location. She quietly replied, "Sir, that rest stop was demolished over 15 years ago." I thought she was joking, until I looked in my rearview mirror. Sitting in the back seat was the man from the parking lot, still staring at me. It started with a message from an anonymous account. No profile picture, no username, just a single line of text. "Complete the challenge and you'll win $100,000. I should have blocked it. Instead, I replied. A link appeared a few seconds later. When I opened it, it took me to a strange website with a black screen and one button in the middle. Join. I clicked it. Immediately, a countdown appeared. 10 o'clock. Then a message popped up. Challenge 1. Turn off every light in your house. I laughed. It felt like one of those stupid online games. So I walked around and switched everything off. The moment the last light went out, my phone vibrated. Good. We can see you now. I froze. I looked around my room. My laptop camera was covered. My phone camera was facing the ceiling. There was no way anyone could be watching me. Then another message appeared. Check the window behind you. Slowly, I turned around. There was someone standing outside. A tall figure dressed in black, completely motionless. I ran to the front door and looked outside. The street was empty. Nobody was there. My phone buzzed again. Challenge 2. Do not leave your room. I didn't want to play anymore. I tried closing the website, but it wouldn't disappear. I shut off my phone. The screen turned back on by itself. A live video feed filled the display. It was my bedroom. Someone was streaming my room from the corner near the ceiling. I looked up. There was no camera. Then I noticed something moving in the video. A dark shape standing behind my chair. I spun around. Nothing. The room was empty. The chat on the website suddenly exploded with messages. He looked. He can't see it. Don't let it touch you. I grabbed my keys and ran for the front door. Before I could open it, a final notification appeared. Challenge 3. Don't turn around. I stood there, staring at the screen. Then I heard it. A slow breath. Right behind me. Hot. Heavy. Close enough to touch my neck. My phone vibrated one last time. A new message had appeared. Congratulations. You made it to the final round. My hands were shaking as I looked down at the screen. There was a live video of me standing in my hallway, filmed from directly behind my back. And in the video, someone was standing right over my shoulder, smiling. So if you enjoyed watching this video, make sure you subscribe for more amazing horror stories like this.